Thank you for joining us on Paranormal XL Podcast. As always, I am Gigi, and today we have a special guest co-host, Amanda Sutton.
Hello! Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Mama Mary is on a vacation, and we hope she is having a blast. It's a much-deserved vacation for her because, well, anybody that knows her knows that she is a very busy woman.
She's a busy lady.
And any mom needs some resting time and some TLC.
Her and good old hobby. They need those vacations.
He's got an obsession with nails.
Oh.
He likes to get underneath them.
Mm-hmm. He was doing that with me. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, no. I have this one that's broke now.
Mm-hmm.
It was right here.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to tell him no, and I had to hide it because he kept wanting to get it.
He's so funny.
A little pooper head.
He's
anyway.
So
Amanda is a part of the Paranormal XL Investigations Crew, and I am super excited to have her on this episode with me. Yay, crew.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Yes. You better be.
I am. Totally. Totes.
Totes my goats. So anyhow, then, I asked, if you follow us on Facebook, I have put a post on there about everyone's first paranormal experience. So we did get some of those. So today's episode, we will be going through some of these, and Amanda will let us in on some of her own experiences as well. So with all that being said, let's talk paranormal.
Let's do it.
So first was Jody, our very own Jody.
Yeah.
I think the first two are about UFOs, which the UFO ones, save your stories on those. And I say that because we're going to have like a 3-part episode on aliens, UFOs, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, there's so much to it.
Oh gosh, yeah.
It's
we'll probably
amazing.
hit it later on as well.
Sure.
But that's too much to wrap up into like an hour and a half.
Yeah,
like there's
totally.
there's no way. So Jody says, I had a UFO hover over my house and then disappear in an instant. Now, have you ever had a UFO experience?
I absolutely have, and I'm here with
Really?
my coffee. Because I'm totally addicted to my coffee.
I'm here with my wine. Imagine that.
Oh, big surprise. Surprise face. So yeah, I had an experience. It was like the middle of the night.
Okay.
And I lived out in the country. And I woke up to this unbelievably bright light coming through the window in my bedroom. And it was the craziest thing because it was like a spotlight. And I couldn't figure out what it was. So I got up, and across the hall is my parents' bedroom. I was probably like 10 when this happened.
Okay.
And I walk in, my dad's out. Dads, they work hard, but my mom is like sitting up in the bed looking out the window with this look on her face. And I was like, Mom, what is that? And she's like, I don't know. Well, I remember it happening, and then years later, Mom and I were talking about it, and she goes, I totally think it was a UFO. I said, I think it was too, because there's no other explanation, because then it was just gone.
Just...
and everybody says that. They'll see something, and it's just gone.
Right.
Like, poof. So that's my experience with UFOs. I think I'm weird enough. I'm probably an alien somewhere back in the bloodline, but,
Oh. That's fair enough. I might have to agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I said I'm good weird.
I said I'm good weird.
Right?
Yeah, I had one, I believe, it was back when we lived in Martin, and it was like a cigar shade. I was probably, 7, and I looked out my window, and it kind of hovered around, but it was like oval, maybe not cigar shade, cigar.
Cigar.
It was Marge.
Madge.
Marge was coming to visit.
She was smoking a cigar.
Yeah. Anyway, we are ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Abso-freaking-lutely. So it was like this oval shape, or oblong. And same thing, it kind of hovered there for a little bit and then took off. But I was like super young, so I'm like, I don't know what this is. I'm going to play with my Barbies now.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I guess I was only or anything that I remember anyway, if I think back.
Was it big? Like how big? Okay.
Yeah, but it was like up in the sky. Like it wasn't like over my house, but I seen it from like a distance. But it was big enough where I knew it wasn't like a plane.
Right.
Or if you were to say anything to like anybody anywhere, of course they're gonna say it's a weather balloon.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can see the Batmobile flying. They'd be like, "Oh, it's a weather balloon."
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I don't ever know what it was. I don't know. Maybe it was NASA doing something. I don't know, but.
Well, you never know. I mean, it could have been
right.
military, whatever.
Mm-hmm. But it wasn't like blinking. It was a straight up oval light.
Was it a color, a certain color,
no,
or was it just white? Yeah.
Just white. Just hanging out.
Yeah.
That was gone. And that was it.
It's crazy.
It was crazy. And like I said, I went and played with my Barbies. It was pretty
you
awesome.
like sweep it under the rug because you're a kid.
Yeah. All the other weird shit they used to have.
Right. Right.
I was going to say anything. So the next one is also a UFO thing. Comes from Ashley. I saw a UFO when we lived at Grandpa and Grandma's old house. It was morning and light was out when I saw a silver disc hovering in the backfield and pulsating lights. It moved slowly up and down, started to go in a direction, and then warped away. Literally took off and warped. See, that's what gets me is like, you'll see, or not see, but hear these different stories and all these different types.
Yeah.
See, now was yours like what we see on TV? Because that's kind of what I picture, what they show us on TV.
I actually didn't really even see like an object or anything. It was just blinding. Like,
yeah,
it had to have been like over our house.
Mm-hmm.
And blinding, and then it was just gone. And we just looked at each other like, what the what?
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then talking about it later on in life, we're like, wow, that had to be in a UFO. It had to be.
Right. Like,
it's just kind of crazy to think.
What else would it be? Yeah. Well, a weather balloon. I just told you.
It's a weather balloon. Jeez.
It's a balloon of
They're
weather.
controlling weather anyway. Don't you know that?
I know. Shit's crazy around here.
Mm-hmm.
So,
mm-hmm.
All right, we need to stay serious. Focus.
Do we have to? Okay.
No. So, this is paranormal stuff, so we can be as out there with you as we want to do.
Good weird.
Good weird.
Good weird.
Because we're good witches.
Sure we are. No, we really are.
She's like, no, seriously.
No, we are. We are.
And then, from Julie, we have... Oh, Julie's one of ours as well.
Yeah. Hi, Julie. I haven't met you yet. But
You
I
have
can't wait.
not.
No,
yes.
her and Josh.
Yes.
Yeah, I have not met them yet.
Oh, they are awesome. I actually graduated with Julie.
Okay.
Just met Josh through Julie when we met up with them. Great people.
Cool.
They're going to be awesome.
Great addition then.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
And they made a SLS camera.
Really?
Yes, it was awesome. We took it out to Stryker actually.
Oh, sweet.
Yes, it was awesome. I was like, that's so awesome. Yeah, it was pretty
It's
sweet.
just amazing anyway.
It is.
Yeah,
and then
I
the
can't
cool
wait to
places I took you today.
Yeah.
That was
so much fun.
I took her on a girl date. It was pretty sweet. Cemeteries and all.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome.
Field trips.
Yay! Oh, good idea. Take note of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, Julie says, we got 3 here from Julie.
Okay. Awesome.
Says the first experience I can't rule out as a dream. I was probably about 9, and I was home alone, standing at the kitchen sink, looking out the window for my dad to pick me up, when I heard heavy boots walking up behind me and stop. I could feel the breath on my back of my neck, and it legit said boo in my ear. LOL. Not a joke or a lie, it said boo. I turned around, no one was there, I just ran outside and waited at the end of the driveway for my dad. Tons of paranormal things happened to me in that house, but that was the first thing I could not explain. And I seriously typed out, did you see that?
No.
Winder. I typed out
Winder.
Honey, we need new winders. That's why I had to pause there. I was like, it seriously just says winder.
Shit together.
I say that, like, not in recording, but I typed it. Like, who does that? We say that around here. That's mine and Ethan's thing. We like ER everything at the end of everything or in the middle. Who just types out winder?
You do.
I'm trying to be professional here. Sheesh. Sorry, Julie. I did not mean to do that. That was funny. Also, she said, I think you commented on her things.
I did.
And I typed up one of her responses because you asked what one of the scariest things was.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
She put, I had unplugged a boombox sitting on the kitchen counter without batteries that kept turning on and playing Welcome to the Jungle. That is funny.
That's crazy. Didn't that happen in some movie? Like it kept playing that or something. It just sounds a little familiar to me. I don't know.
I have to research that. I'm all about researching.
Right?
Not right now. I'm not about researching, but
not so much.
Another one she put, my younger cousin came up from Arizona around the same time we moved in, and she stayed in what ended up being my room a few years later. She claims a large ball of light landed on her chest and pinned her down. She never came back to visit. I saw the orb a couple of times moving up the stairs to the attic where I always would hear boots walking.
Wow.
Goes back to that boot walking thing.
The boots, the heavy boots.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Interesting.
Then from David, we have the ghost who was sitting at the foot of my bed when I was around 7 or 8 years old. They appeared as static in the form of a human. To this day, I don't really know who it was, but I believe it was my mother who passed away when I was 3. That was just an assumption.
That makes sense, you know?
Yeah. That's kind of sad, though, if you're like 7 or 8. And I mean, well, sad, but scary.
Well, I mean, sometimes it could be kind of comforting, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
Just if you lost somebody that close, like your mother.
Oh, sure.
For sure.
Sure. Well, like I told you, one of my spirit guides, my friend, Steve, he's always around, and he, you know, makes himself known, and it doesn't scare me. I know it's him, and he's just there with me, you know, looking out for me. So, you know, you have to kind of look at it. You have to be open-minded about it.
For sure.
Otherwise, you're going to get scared.
For sure. Mm-hmm.
So.
It's scary. I mean, it is scary. No, it's not supposed to be scary. Yeah. It's just not something that people experience every day.
Or they do, and so they just don't really...
That's why I tried to tell my mom. Because her and I were talking about that on break. She was asking what this week's episode was going to be about. And I told her what I put on Facebook and whatnot. And I said, well, did you ever have any experiences happen? Nope. I said, I bet you did. I said, you just don't pay attention. Because she's... Squirrel. Love her to pieces. That's just what she does. But that helps her cope with things.
Oh, sure.
You know, and I think that happens a lot with people that say they're non-believers or say nothing like that's ever happened. They just...
Sure.
It's just easier to say, oh, it's whatever.
Yeah, you just sweep it under the rug, tuck it away, whatever. It's... Yeah.
Because it's not in the norm.
Yeah.
Or what have you.
Yeah.
Accept it.
Yeah, I mean, I think every home has some kind of energy that's left behind. Even the land.
I would say more so the land, especially nowadays, because with all the new homes going up and whatnot. So I love, and I see the beauty in old abandoned homes and old abandoned buildings and businesses and stuff, like the ghost towns. When we did that episode, doing all that research, that made me want to travel so bad because I wanted to go see these places. I think they're absolutely beautiful, and I like to envision what they were when they were thriving and people living in them and giving them that energy and stuff like that. It's just wonderful. Yeah. But then I see the beauty, but then also I feel the sad because now they're by themselves, even though they are just objects.
Right.
But it still makes me sad because I'm like, oh, there's no more life there because I gave that life, you know, just...
There's something about those old homes and buildings and just, I mean, you know,
so
obviously, they're not, we don't make homes like that anymore. I mean, just because of logistical things like running water and electricity, right? Mm-hmm. Those are huge. But those old places just, there's just something about them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they radiate energy. They do. Like if you go by and, I don't know, I have a hard time driving in the car.
Oh, yeah.
Nowadays, especially doing some of the investigations and the huntings that we do and whatnot. It's, so I'm like, ooh, I have my stuff. I wonder if I can stop there. And I wonder, you know, and all the stuff that goes through my head. Yeah. Like, and I drive everywhere. Like, I don't ever sit in the passenger seat. And that's kind of sucky because I'm like, I need to pull over. I need to look at this place.
Oh, yeah.
Or I'm going to get in an accident. Because I'm like, oh, look. And the kids are like, Mom. And I'm like, what? And not looking, you know, in front of me. No, I don't really drive like that. I'm just kidding. I do.
Yeah. You totally do.
But it's... Take that minute when you're driving, pull over if you see something cool. Take in that beauty.
Absolutely.
Because to me, it's almost, it's relaxing. I know that probably sounds super silly.
No, not at all.
But why not?
Yeah, I mean, you never know.
My sound effects.
Yeah. Those things might not be around forever, you know?
Even if it's not a building or whatever, just some in nature. Like when I'm driving by and I see like a creek, I'm like, man, that is so pretty. I want to enjoy that for a second. Just smell the flowers. Pull over, smell the flowers. Mm-hmm. That simple.
Life is too short not to.
That's for sure. But you'd feel better. Take that second, do it, and then move along your way. Right. You're good.
Only takes a minute.
Shoot.
It's like a reboot.
Yeah, for sure.
Reboot your soul, people.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes. Reboot.
Yeah.
Word. You want to know who reboots their soul? You know.
Madge.
Madge does. You want to know how she reboots her soul?
How? Do tell.
She smokes a cigar.
And she's Madge.
Oh, Madge, lodging in charge. So funny. I love Madge.
But every time we go to a cemetery, there's a Marge there.
She's following us.
She's blessing us.
She is. I like Madge.
Me too. She's good weird.
Was that our first conversation as new friends?
I really think it might have been because we were at Stryker. And we saw Madge.
We were like, holy shit. And then all of a sudden we knew how Madge would talk. I'm pretty sure that's...
She was telling us.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
she was telling us she wanted her cigars.
She wants to be remembered. Mm-hmm. She probably talked like a man from the cigars, but she was a total lady, you know?
Yeah.
Madge.
Yeah. Oh, Madge. Good old Madge. So next one comes from Nancy, not Madge. Nancy.
Hi, Nancy.
Hey, Nance. I actually talked to Nancy on the Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
You know Nancy?
I have not met her, but we are friends on Facebook, and she's really cool. She lives out by me.
Over by Olivet?
Ish. Bellevue-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Yep, because we actually talked about that, because I did theater over in Olivet.
Ah.
Weird, because I don't like getting in front of people.
You've done it all.
You know? What is that, a jack of all trades, but a master at none? Because I am a master at nothing.
Nah. You're pretty good at this podcast.
I dabble. I dabble here and there. That's only because the YouTube taught me everything.
Right.
I used to be so anti-YouTube because of my children watch it all the time. Oh my God. YouTube has helped me do this podcast, has helped me build things, has taught me so many things that I would never
It's
know
so true.
otherwise.
My husband is a YouTube mechanic. Like, the man could not work on a car to save his life, but he has done so many things on our vehicles because of YouTube.
Type that shit into YouTube. Yeah.
Because of the YouTube.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy what
that
people put
and
on
the
there.
Google. Jeez.
I love the Google machine. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. That darn wine. And that Madge.
It's coming back.
It's so coming back. Oh, Madge. Oh, well, Nancy, we're on you here.
Yeah, sorry, Nancy.
But I told her we were gonna. I would get with her sometime. Mm-hmm. We'd go over there because she said Olivet was very active.
Oh, I'm sure.
So that'd be for sure fun to. Because Olivet College is over there. Probably take a tour of the college and stuff would be fun.
That would be.
For sure.
Yeah.
We'll put that on the calendar.
Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
Do it. Okay, Nancy. Hi, Nancy. I don't know how old I was, but more than 3 and less than 7. I slept in an upstairs bedroom, and sometimes I would hear scraping on the floor, and then a large bird would appear. I later learned it was a common loon. She told me secrets and also how to communicate with her telepathically so that my mom could not hear us. I later accepted that she was my animal guide.
Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely have animal guides.
Mine's sleeping over there. Look at a big derpy derp.
So cute.
I know, I just want to climb down there. I want to snuggle her.
I know.
I have to wake her up sometimes. When she's dreaming, I don't know if she's chasing a bird or what she's doing, but she'll kick me.
Oh, yeah.
And then, but sometimes she'll cry, so I'll wake her up and hold her, because I don't know if she's having a nightmare, a puppy nightmare or what, but it makes me a little sad.
She's over there blinking her eyes and dreaming. She's so peaceful. Okay.
Yeah.
We're really getting off the topic here.
We do that. That's all right.
Like, everything's shiny.
We're not very far into it.
Oh, we're good. We're good.
So that was Nancy's.
That's awesome, Nancy.
What are your feelings, Amanda, on animal guides?
Animal guides, wow. You know what? I always, personally, I will see a fox when I'm driving. I drive a lot. Sure. I mean, I drive for a living. I'll see a fox on the road, like, not dead, just, like, on the side of the road, and they're always looking at me. Like, they're sitting there looking at me, or they'll stop and look at me. Mm-hmm. And it's almost like an indicator to me that my life is going to change. Something's coming. It's usually good. Yeah. I don't remember anything bad.
They're like your
just a big
animal.
Thing. Yeah, like, oh, you're getting another job.
Oh, you're getting a raise.
Yeah, that too. Well, that would be great. Yeah, or a new house.
Send me a fox if that's the case. Shit, I could use a raise.
Send you a
2
whole
years
den.
and nothing.
Right?
Shit, Madge. Yeah, I actually, now you say fox. I about pooped myself. I was driving up, boy, I took you to that Catholic cemetery today on that hill. Yeah. I was coming home from work and I was up halfway up that hill and I was, that's a big ass cat. Mm. It wasn't a cat, it was a fox. Mm-hmm. I was like, whoa, big old beautiful tail.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
And I'm like, I get home and I was like, you alright? I think I just saw a fox. He's like, dead in the road? I said, no. It was just tootling across the road. Mm-hmm. And it was a fox. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Because it was way bigger than a cat. It didn't look like a cat. It looked like a freaking fox. Yeah. That was just, I've seen plenty of deer because they like my car.
Well, yeah.
But I don't think I've ever seen, like, a fox that, like, up close or in, like, town-ish like that. I mean, we live, like, right outside of town, but that was kind of cool.
It is cool.
It was like the orangish red. Oh, God, the tail was beautiful.
Yeah, I've heard people say it's pretty rare to see a fox other than dead in the road or like a glimpse of them.
Right, well, they're scared. I mean, it's loud noises, people. I'm scared of people. Shit.
Yeah, people scare the hell out of me.
I'm pretty sure I'm a fox.
You know, I'm a silver fox, so we're good. We're vixens. That's the female fox.
I am. I hide it with my hair dye.
Embrace it.
And my...
And your headband?
Yep, that's why I wear my headbands. Because this right here.
Yeah.
It's coming through. It comes through a lot. I just dyed it like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't. I went au naturel. I'm a vixen.
My brother told me to. He's like, sis, you're like silver. That's that's okay. It's all silver. And I said, after the wedding. Yeah. I'll try it. I'll get my black stripped out and then I'll try the silver. Yep. I said, but not before then. Because my dress is too pretty to have silver hair. Yeah. I need to have my jet black, because that's how everybody knows me.
Well, yeah. I had black hair, too. Yeah,
I love my black hair.
Yeah, I loved having black hair. But yeah, you have to dye it all the time.
Oh, God, yes.
All the time.
Especially when your hair comes in white.
Right.
Excuse me, silver, glittery, wisdom hair. It's wisdom hair.
I call it tinsel. When I crochet stuff, I'm like, you got some of my tinsel in there.
Hells yeah, that's right, you crochet.
Oh, yeah, I crochet all the time. Love it. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. But you can't really, like, do spooky crochet.
What about? Is that a crochet? No, maybe that's knitting. Yeah. Maybe I'm thinking knitting. That looks hard.
I tried it, but...
I got, like, a half-ass blanket I started. I think it's downstairs. I was like, I need something to do this before the podcast. I'm always trying to do different things. Mm-hmm. And I lasted about a good half hour. Yeah. I'm like, I need this done right now. That's my problem, is I need things done right now. I need instant gratification.
Mm-hmm. Knitting takes too long. Crochet is way quicker.
Yes.
It really is.
But
the same way.
Here I end up like with a big knot. You'd be surprised. I'm all tangled up in this yarn. It's the craziest thing ever, dude. It really is. Yep. And my kids are like, Mom, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. Choking on it. Yeah. It's...
I think I ate some yarn.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Sure is.
Yeah. Actually, buying the yarn is more fun than actually doing the crochet.
I enjoy looking at yarn. They got some pretty stuff there.
I know, right?
Have you ever tried those? That big yarn they got. It's like this big. Yeah. But I've seen it done where they do it with their hands.
With their arm knit. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know how to do that?
I've never tried that.
Because they make like some awesome sweaters like that. Yeah. And it's like the big... Yeah. I want one!
But that yarn is expensive.
It is super expensive. Yeah. So somebody wants to donate one to the show, that'd be great.
Donate some yarn. That'd be great.
Some yarn.
And Madge
wants some yarn. So we have another one here. Oh, my leg hurts. Hold on. Charlie horse. Ish. I'm an isher.
You gotta stand up.
I think I'm alright. So we have one from Full Circle Paranormal. They are another investigation group. I'm in a lot of their pages and groups and stuff. A lot of useful information. I love seeing where they go. We got some on the page that are from, like, in the UK and stuff. They got a ton over there. It's so neat. Because across seas, they have such amazing buildings.
Well, yeah, their buildings, structures. Their civilization's been there for so much longer than here. The
beauty that is in some of those places, I just love. Like, I watch it on me, and I don't care if it's a video. Like, those pictures and just being able to see it, it's just so, it's glorious. I love it. Just beautiful. So what?
Wait, what day is it?
Where am I? Full Circle Paranormal. They put just a few weeks of turning 3 years old, and I was sitting on my grandma's lap on the couch playing. My aunt heard me talking and came in to check on me, and when she asked me who I was talking to, I said, Grandma. She told me no because my grandma had just passed away a few days before from breast cancer. I remember that day like it was yesterday. Since then, I have always been able to talk to spirits.
Wow. Not even 3 years old. Wow.
What a good memory to have, though.
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
And to know that's, like, when you realize, oh, I can talk to spirits, and you never let that go, because that happens. I believe that children and animals, they see way more than we do as adults, and we kind of learn that when we hit, in our last episode with the out-of-body experiences, and we get to a certain point in our brains where our brain starts moving stuff out that we cannot rationalize. You know, which it ultimately makes sense, what have you. But you were able to hold on to that memory, which made you not lose that. Yeah. And I think that's pretty great.
Yeah, that's huge. Really big.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people that I've gotten in touch with lately through my spiritual journey have had that happen. You know, well, when I remember when I was a kid and I would say, oh, I'm doing whatever, talking to whoever, and my parent would say, no, you're not. That's not
And they disregard it as an imaginary friend.
Yeah. And then so your brain just shuts it off, shuts it down.
Mom, Dad said, nope, not real. So, not real, because I have to listen to them. So.
Yeah. But to have it all that time, wow.
And have it be your grandma. That's pretty great.
Yes.
That's pretty great. I know, I got thinking about my grandmas. And that one especially because she had passed away from cancer. In this story, you were 3. My grandma, or I was 6. My grandma had passed away from cancer. But my last memory with her, so it was so long ago, I pulled off her wig. I was sitting on her lap, on her couch. She had one of those old ugly couches with a hardwood, armrest. And the ugly brown print of the
flowers
the top.
And stuff.
Yeah, just.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's besides the point. Yep. So I sat on her lap, and she had a wig on because of the chemo. And I pulled off her wig, and I said, Grandma, you're bald-headed. I didn't know any better. Yeah. And my mom was getting after me. My grandma said, it's okay. Then she put her wig on me, and we just laughed and laughed. And she said, yep, I am. And she let me wear her wig around. Yeah. But I don't remember any other memory but that one with her, because I was young. But man, she was a good woman. I hear a lot of good stories, and I get told I look like her a lot. So I hold that, because I see the pictures. And man, she was beautiful.
Awesome.
That's right. I'm tooting my own horn. I'm beautiful like my grandma.
You are beautiful.
Shucks. Thanks. Thanks, Madge.
Yeah, don't stop.
and then. No and then. So, the last one I got, before I did the cutoff, came from Jessica. She says, I was maybe 5. I woke up in the middle of the night, and my dog was sitting in my doorway watching over me. My parents had put her down a week before.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That made me so sad as a kid. Oh. To see my animal come back. I remember I had a dog, Buddy, a German Shepherd. We got him as a puppy, and he was so protective, as German Shepherds are.
Such great dogs.
He actually ran away a few weeks before this incident that I'm getting to happened. Somebody had locked him in a van, and it was July, with no water, no food. So Yeah, I think he was in there for like a week. He somehow survived when they found him. The state police found him. And he suffered brain damage and stuff, but we still took him back home. He just seemed normal to me. I was young. Mm-hmm. But wasn't that long after my grandma had passed, actually, because she got to see him, meet him. Mm-hmm. We took him back and got him where we thought he was back to normal or whatever. But he had never went after anybody, ever. Even people that would come up and knock on the door, he'd bark to let us know that somebody was there, but what dog doesn't? Well, besides Daisy, because she doesn't hear nothing for some reason.
She's like, oh, hey, come on in.
You got cheese? Yeah. Sky raisins? Like, yes. If you got sky raisins, I'm going to love you.
Sky raisins?
Jalapeno sky raisins. It's got to have the spice. But it was the following summer after we had gotten him back, and my stepdad and mom were putting in the air conditioner. And this family was walking by, and they had, said hi to my parents outside. And I heard my stepdad yelling, and I was like, what the hell? So I ran out there, and this guy, it was an old man, and he was bleeding, and they were trying to get Buddy under control.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, what happened? I was young. I was like 6, 7. And I had that dog since he was a puppy. Like, I was super young.
Yeah.
Like, he was my baby. Yeah. And I remember they made me go to my room. They put him in the basement, and then the dog people got there. Oh. And I was screaming, and I'm like, bring him back. Where are you taking him? Where are you taking him? And they begged, my stepdad and my mom begged for them to let me hug him because he had bit a guy's leg. Wow. He bit it, the front part of the leg, and the guy had to end up getting 40 stitches.
Oh, wow.
And then nipped his finger.
Oh, wow.
They did let me hug him. And because I was like, he didn't do anything, because I didn't see any of it. Yeah. I didn't know, everything happened so fast. And they did let me hug him and whatnot. And I guess the people they didn't press charges. They easily could have.
Yeah.
But they knew. They're like, well, first of all, he's doing exactly what a dog does.
Yes.
Which is protect.
Absolutely.
And they had said hi. The older gentleman wanted to come over and talk to my stepdad. My dog wasn't having any part of it. So the reason I said the thing about him getting locked in that van is when the vet knew our dog. Yeah. Like, yeah, a good vet. If you have a good vet, you know you got a good vet because they're on like a personal level with your dog. It's a weird thing, but they bond in a weird way. And they're like, there's no way that had to be some type of brain damage from that or whatever. But I don't know why I just said that story because it really has to. He never came back to me, but I remember just being young and I couldn't imagine having to go through that and seeing your dog at the age of 5, and because I would have been like, "Sweet, he's back," like And
we had a dog. My husband had this little Chihuahua. His name was Lucky. Mm-hmm. And when my husband moved in with me, the dog hated me. Like, he was not having any part of me. And I would come home and he'd be there. The dog would be there by himself.
Right.
I'd come in the house and he's barking at me. I'm like, this is my house. I live here.
You shut your little yappy mouth.
You get it right. This is my house, But after a while, I really began to love him. And he was my buddy. And then when he passed, we could still, hear him walking on the floor, the tile floor, or... he was a little guy, so he would nudge the bed if he wanted to get up in the bed. Mm-hmm. And I'd be laying in bed, and I'd feel that. And I'm like, he's still here. He's totally still here.
Aww.
It's cool.
I wish, this is going to be bad to say, I wish that animal spirits were the only ones that were around. Because they're not scary. I know the other ones shouldn't be scary, too.
What about Cujo? He's scary.
Oh, he can stay away. But our loved pets.
Oh yeah.
Because they're such a comfort.
They're family. They're my favorite people.
Word.
Yeah.
Word.
Dogs are my favorite people.
I know, I'm totally a dog person. Mm-hmm. I've had a couple cats that I absolutely loved. Mm-hmm. Not very many. Mm-hmm. And I've had some that I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get a cat. And I'm like, ooh, I don't like this cat. But I still loved it because I was responsible for them.
Sure.
But then some animals you just bond better with.
Yeah, you just do. I've been told that my cat is with me all the time. She was a black tortoiseshell cat.
Okay.
And her name was Belle. But I called her Fatty. She was huge.
Just like Tubba Butt over there. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Tubba. See her eyes open.
She was like, it's me.
Not
But yeah,
Tubba.
my cat's with me.
Mm-hmm.
She's with me. Maybe not all the time, but she's around. So, it's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah.
I guess that would be like an animal spirit guide for me.
Yeah.
As well. I guess I didn't really even think of that. But, so.
I love animals.
Me too.
Hmm.
They're the best.
Maybe we'll do an episode on animal spirit stories.
I think you'd probably get a lot of stories about that.
We should.
Mm-hmm.
I just love animals. They're just... Let's take a moment of silence for animals, because I love them.
I love them too.
We need to open our eyes back up, because we're going to fall asleep.
We're going to fall asleep. It's
and it is July 4th, by the way, people.
Yes.
So, whoop, whoop. This is awesome. That was the last story. So, let's get to yours.
Okay.
And now, Madge is going to tell us some of her stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here I go. Well, since it is Independence Day, I want to talk about George Washington. Apparently, he haunts Mount Vernon, his home, and he's been there forever. Since he passed there, and there are so many ghost stories that date since his death.
Well, people still live there?
Oh, I believe so, yes. His ancestors, I'm sure.
Okay, so just wait.
If not, I mean, it would be probably historical, like a museum type.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, I haven't really researched that, but, which is bad. Bad me.
Bad me.
Bad Amanda.
Spankings.
So he died in 1799.
Right.
And there was an article in the paper in 1890. Okay. So this is like almost 100 years later.
Uh-huh.
Don't start yawning.
Sorry.
Because now I'm going to yawn.
I'm actually pretty horrible at nighttime recording. We're doing all right, but...
Yeah.
I didn't work today, so we're
right. Okay, so the following account was reported in the New York World newspaper circa 1890. Of course, the most interesting of all the bedrooms is the one belonging to immortal George, and in which he died. In it is the original four-poster bed whereon Washington passed his last moments. This historic chamber is haunted. Of that, there would seem to be little doubt. Many people within recent years have slept in it, and they declare that they were awed by the viewless presence of the nation's first president. They deny earnestly that the notion is based on imagination. Because, there's naysayers about it all the time. Few of these temporary occupants have been able to get any sleep. Obviously, it is one thing to see a ghost and quite another thing to feel one. I mean, I don't normally see ghosts. Mm-hmm. I feel them and sense them.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you're like that. Some people actually see them.
Right.
But I don't. So, it says, and quite another thing to feel one, to be aware of the nearness of a strange and brooding specter. They all agree that Washington visits his chamber in the still watches of the night. Would it not be the coolest thing ever to go there and check that out? Probably can't even get within 50 feet of it or 5,000 feet of it or whatever.
I have to research that to see.
Yeah.
If they do things like that, like if they allow paranormal investigators in or whatever.
Right. They probably don't. It's probably like one of those things like the White House. They say the White House is haunted.
I bet it is.
I'm sure it's got to be.
It's got so much history.
They say Abraham Lincoln haunts it. So
I'm related to Abraham Lincoln.
Are you really?
Well, his wife. His crazy wife, Mary Todd.
Mary Todd. Yeah.
From Grandma Todd. Well, her husband.
Well, they're from Kentucky area. Illinois, Kentucky. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, she was known to be crazy, though. She dabbled in witchcraft.
Yeah, I had heard that, too.
How crazy is that, right?
Well, I mean, it's a big part of history, too.
It is a big part of history. Huge.
Just like the Salem stuff and, all that.
I know, which totally intrigues me.
I know, me too. But really, were they just people who sensed spirits and were in touch with that?
You mean as far as the witch trials?
Yeah.
Witch trials?
Yeah.
I believe so, that anybody that said or had an opinion that promoted paranormal activity back then, you're a witch. Because it was unexplainable. If they couldn't see it, they didn't believe it, which meant you were a witch because you did things like that, and they just assumed all witches were bad. Most of those witches that were witches back then weren't bad. Yeah. They just practiced something different. Something different was in their heart for them to follow. Sure. Like, that's what I believe. Because I'm pro-witch.
Oh, well, I am too. I mean, you can still, you can believe in God. You can believe in whatever you believe in. The spiritual side of, religion side of it. Right. And still have those tendencies. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. Why not? But, back then it was the persecution.
You could not be different. Yeah. That it was a sin, per se, to be different back then. So to get rid of that sin, well, you got hung. Yeah. Yeah. Like that was...
I still think there's part of that in society today. I mean, really, if you're...
at different levels, yeah.
If you're not a follower...
Oh, yeah, then you're a complete outcast. Yeah. And that just...
Yeah, or if you're different. Mm-hmm. But, hey, let the freak light shine.
Yeah. Ultimately, everybody's different. Absolutely. Like I've said in the past, if we were all the same, what a boring world it would be.
Sure would.
We wouldn't have anything to learn.
Yeah. Yeah.
We wouldn't have anything to think about. Yeah. We would, so many different ways to look at it. But at the end of the day, is anybody that's thinking any different than me, is that hurting me? No.
No, yeah, exactly.
Is that hurting anybody under my roof that I care about?
Yeah.
No, it's not. Yeah. And why would it... people get offended by everything, but why is it offending you? Why are you letting it rent space in your head? Yeah. What's the point of that? So at the end of the day, I got children to feed, I got bills to pay, but I'm happy, I got a good life.
I got shit to do.
Yeah, I got too much on my honey-do list to be worrying about what somebody said or did. Right. Somebody really gets my goat is when you don't even know the person and you're just set off. You may have an opinion about it. Say it once, say it to yourself, whatever. Oh, then move on.
Absolutely.
Because tomorrow's a new day.
Yes, it is.
In the words of Chicken Little. I love that movie.
It's a great movie.
It's a new day. He's so dang cute.
We should all have that. We should all have that outlook on tomorrow is a new day. Mm-hmm. Come on.
It may be a bad day, but still it's your day.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can change it.
Yeah. So moving on.
It. Yeah, moving on.
My first paranormal experience. Paranormal experience. Uh-huh. No, we're not talking about that.
Oh, this isn't lady talk. Oh,
well, it's kind of like ladies' night in here, but yeah.
Ladies' night.
It's raining men.
Sorry. I don't even know what. Really, girls just want to have fun. Should come in my head. Speaking of girls just want to have fun in that song, my girl Katie and I, we went out to that one cemetery I was telling you about, the White Witch. It's supposed to be linked to it or whatever. Girls Just Want to Have Fun came on, and she said, girls just want to ghost hunt. Oh. And I'm like, oh my god, we have to do a parody.
Yes.
How cute was that? Like, it fit so freaking good in that song.
That song's great.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Love Cyndi Lauper. No, you're fine.
When I first met her, I met her at a bar on my birthday. Not Cyndi Lauper, but Katie. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And my brother and I were like, man, she looks like Cyndi Lauper. First of all, wait a minute. Let's back up the story. Girls just don't go to a bar and meet girls and get along with them. Well, we hit it off. Yeah. And it was great. She's like, dude, this is so weird. I was like, I know, right? Mm-hmm. And we're still friends. This was years ago. And her nickname with our group of friends was Cindy. Mm-hmm. So when somebody called her Katie, I'm like, who the hell are you talking about? And I'm like, oh, Cindy. So she got me a job at the cash store as a manager. And that's what they say, like, Katie. I'm like, who the fuck is Katie? Well, Cindy, Katie. Okay, yeah. So anyway,
we all have our nicknames, you know.
But yeah, she looked like Cyndi Lauper. She's awesome. Totally 80s girl. Yeah, even cuts out like her sweatshirts, cuts them down like that. Yeah. We're all about leg warmers and stuff.
That's so coming back.
Oh yeah, she's one that she has experienced a lot of spiritual things, but she's been scared to have the spiritual awakening. Okay. So I've been trying to talk to her and stuff about it. Not that I'm anybody to talk to about it, but not to be afraid. Kind of.
Well, you are somebody to talk about it. You are on your own spiritual awakening journey.
I am totally on a journey. I'm always on a journey. Shit.
We all are.
I love a journey.
Oh yeah,
I have
don't
an
stop
inside
believing.
joke about that. Don't stop. It's karaoke night at the PXL.
Woohoo! Ladies' night.
So yeah, we were going on about your story. Let's lasso this back in.
All right, rein it back in. Okay, so my first paranormal experience was actually the one that I submitted when you were talking about ghost stories and stuff. Where when I lived in Charlton Park, the first night that I spent there by myself. So I'm not gonna revisit that, but
was it scary? You're not gonna revisit that?
Well, I mean, it was kind of freaky because I was the only person in our home in Charlton Park. It was Irving Charlton's home.
Okay.
And all of those buildings were moved there from somewhere else, so they had their own energy.
Right.
That came with them. And I know this just because living there, I could feel it. Right. First of all, because I am a strong empath.
Right.
And I could tell. But I didn't really know what it was at the time. So when I'm there spending the night in this home by myself, I'm in my room and I just feel like there was a crowd of people watching me like all night long. Like I couldn't sleep. I was just like covers over my head, like leave me alone. I just want to sleep. Like I felt like I was on display. Like, you know. It was an odd feeling.
That is odd.
It was kind of creepy. I'm going to be honest. And I was 14. So I was like, whoa, this is like
and being
weird.
14, you want people looking at you anyway.
Well, no.
Especially ones that aren't alive, even.
Well, and if you're not in touch with that, it was spooky.
Right. Yeah, yeah. If you're definitely not in touch with that spooky stuff.
So that whole village is just a hotbed of paranormal activity in there.
Okay.
I can remember. My dad is a Civil War reenactor. Okay. Right. Mm-hmm. So he would have his Civil War event. They still have it. Yeah. It's their Civil War weekend. He helped set that up and get it going. And there would be people all in the village, and there was one of the previous caretakers that had come back to visit the place. Okay. And talk to my dad during an event. So there's people everywhere, and he ran into my mom. Okay. Because my dad was off doing his thing. Mm-hmm. And he brought his mom with him, and she was a medium. She's a medium. Okay. And they used to live there's an apartment over one of the like storefront buildings there on the boardwalk part there. Yeah. And she had said that every time there's an event, all of the ghosts go up to that apartment because they're like bothered by all these people being there. Mm-hmm. And I was like, so all those ghosts were watching me that night. Like, seriously, they were. I firmly believe that. So freaky to me. But now, I mean, I don't think I'd be as scared about it. Right. But it's just
now
making...
you're more knowing of things.
Yeah.
Now, I know we've talked about trying to get in there to do an investigation.
Oh, yeah.
So what you're telling me is we need to have an event, and then we go up in that little room. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or during one of the events that we want to put on.
The apartment's still there, but the home that we lived in is not there anymore. They tore it down. I think it was probably less than 5 years ago. They tore it down. Because it was it wasn't anything like spectacular. It was just a building that Irving Charlton, he had like a storefront in it. Okay. Where he traded with the Indians in the area, and he did all of his trading out of that building. Okay. So there was a lot of activity in that home. Right. I can remember, just like the UFO thing, with my mom, we'd be there alone. My dad would be off on a Civil War event or working inside the village or whatever. And we could hear people walking around upstairs. We could hear talking upstairs. You could hear somebody run down the stairs, and there'd be nobody there. There was a door at the bottom of the stairs. There was one at the top. Okay. We always left the doors open. You would hear the door slam, just slam really hard, and I'd run over there, and the doors would be open, and not even moving, and nobody's around.
Weird.
Yeah.
Now, you guys took care of the park?
My dad was he was maintenance and groundskeeping.
Okay.
And he did security as well.
Oh my gosh, most of my childhood was out there.
Oh yeah.
My grandma, up until she passed a few years back, I mean, she still would volunteer out there and do a lot of the things. Like, there's some really cool pictures of her and her, old-timey outfit. Like, that was just something that Grandma loved to do, but we went to everything out there, like, as kids and stuff. All, like, the Father's Day car shows and anything they do out there. We always, my grandfather loved going out there, but Grandma always volunteered throughout the summer and stuff when they did their events and whatnot. And
nice.
Did things. Yeah.
I always liked Of Christmas Past.
Okay, yeah.
The event that they would do, they would do out there. I thought that was just the coolest ever.
Yeah.
And I mean, probably because you went to school in that area, you went out there as a school group and made candles and all of that.
Yes,
and I mean, we've all done that from that area.
Yes.
You know.
Well, yeah, the Charlton Park's way well known to anybody in Berry County, I would think. And if not, then you weren't born and raised there, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's just a known
Well, there
place.
are school districts from everywhere surrounding that bring kids there for that experience.
It's just a really cool place.
It is.
If you go there for an event or whatever and the town is open and you get to see how they have the actors come in, the volunteers, like my grandmother, that would do the things, and they dress in the old-timey get-ups and everything.
Yeah.
It's really neat. We did go out there one time and they did the Halloween thing. I remember Ethan, bless his pointy little head, I was like, what is he talking about? He's like screaming like a play scream kind of, but like, and I'm like, what is your problem? He's like, the Headless Morrison. What the heck is the Headless Morrison, dude? Headless Horseman.
Oh, yes. All Hallows Eve. Yeah.
Yes. It's the Headless Morrison.
How cute.
And I'm like, no, what? And then, you got the Headless Morrison coming toward you on a horse.
Yeah.
Holding it. I'm like, the Headless Horseman. Yeah, that's what I said. Headless Morrison. Just like with the scissors thing and scissors.
Yeah. Kids say the cutest stuff. Yeah.
The Headless Morrison. He used to say, instead of "this is ridiculous," "this is ridiculous." Put his little hand. "This is ridiculous, Mom." I'm
That's
like,
so
okay,
cute.
you're ridiculous, pal.
That's so cute.
So even my kids have memories out there. I have memories out there. My dad's got memories out. Just from all of us being kids, all the generations or whatever do. It's a really cool place. I really hope that we can put something together out there.
I hope so. I mean, like the Bristol Inn. I think I've told you about the woman spirit there.
Yeah.
There's obviously something in the blacksmith shop because I would, the gate would be locked at a certain time, and I after I graduated from high school, we were still living there, and I worked until 10 o'clock at night, and I'd come home and I'd have to unlock the gate and drive in.
Oh, that's scary. I would not.
And it was just every time I was just like, oh, really?
Because I run from my door out to my car every morning because it's still dark.
Oh, yeah.
It's dark. I don't want
Yeah.
Even if it's nothing paranormal, it's an animal, I'm running.
Well, I don't blame you. I would
poor Daisy. I take treats and I throw them out so they'll get hurt. I'm like,
well, she'll protect you.
But, no.
She'll be like, hey, how's it going?
You got snacks? I love snacks. Give me some cheese.
Yeah. But there is definitely a lot of different presences out there. The blacksmith, the light's always on.
Well,
in the
church.
shop.
You ever notice anything in
the
the
church? Well,
that church is so pretty, I
have a love-hate relationship with that church because I was married there the first time in that church.
Okay.
And I do love that church. Mm-hmm. It is a beautiful, beautiful place.
It is. I've always been drawn to that.
There's something in the front of that church. It's like it's got steps down to the basement. Mm-hmm. There is something there on those steps. I've always felt it there for some reason.
You have any
Nowhere
idea
else in there.
What you feel, or like?
Well, I mean, it's been so long since I've been there. I mean, I was a teenager when I lived there.
Right.
And I was in my early 20s when I got married. So it's been a long time.
It's so cool. I live at Charlton Park. I know. You live there? Yep, I live at Charlton Park. That would have been badass.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. The one place, if we do get to go out there, I really want to go into, I think it was the Seamstress home. It is like one of the, not on the boardwalk, but by the blacksmith shop.
Okay.
That place always creeped me out. I don't know what it was. It just scared me to just even be in there. I felt like somebody was held prisoner in that place.
Huh.
And I don't know why, but every time I've ever gone in there, I've felt that.
Huh. That's weird.
Very, very cool place.
It is a very cool place.
It is.
And even if you don't believe in the paranormal, it's still a pretty cool place. What they put on there.
Yeah.
Like bringing the community together is always a good thing, but it's just a good family thing. Take your grandparents too, even. They would love it.
Yes.
Holy cow.
Yes.
And this is in Hastings, Michigan, just outside of town.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are not from if you are not from Michigan,
yeah.
If you do come to Michigan, check it out. It is worth it. And you get like the old timey candy. I remember getting like
the rock candy,
little stick things. Yeah, the rock candy.
Yeah.
The hard sugar that you get.
Yeah.
They named it rock candy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just put some coloring in this sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a neat place.
It is. I miss it. I really do. I miss it. I miss being there.
We should have went out there today. Don't they do like a 4th of July thing?
Oh, yeah, they do.
I remember spitting watermelon seeds.
Oh, yeah, as a contest, yeah. Actually, my husband and my dad went out there today.
Did they?
Yeah, they restored a 1942 Willys Jeep.
Okay.
Military Willys Jeep, and they took it out there.
Super cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah, they spent most of the day out there. It's just it's a really cool place. If you haven't been, go to it.
But then there's the beach. There's other things to do there, too. You just get back on the little dirt road there. There's a few different beaches you can go down into. Yeah. Just if you want to take a walk. Beautiful, beautiful scenery.
Renther Pavilion.
Yeah.
They've got a really cool pavilion with this big fireplace in it that you can just, you can cook your whole meal on it. You can have your family sit around. We used to have family reunions there.
Oh, yeah, I bet. Perfect place
just a
that.
Really cool place.
It is. There isn't places like that anymore that will give you the genuine experience of the old-timey ways, Western ways, whatever. Mm-hmm. It is super cool that they have the people there, and they talk to you like they're from that era, too. Yeah. And they will teach you what they're doing.
Yes.
The blacksmiths and the...
Yes.
They have a seamstress there.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes they do. They have a school marm.
Yeah. That's probably what my grandma did. She used to be a school teacher at a one-room schoolhouse.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. It's a neat place. It's a neat place.
I would like to say if we ever got to investigate there, I'd like to think that's where my grandma's at. Because she did love it so much. Yeah. But then I'm like, nope, I kind of want her to be gone. That's a bad thing, but a good thing.
No, it's not a bad thing.
I do want her to be crossed over.
Yeah, at peace. Yeah.
And be with Grandpa, because that's where she needs to be, is with my Grandpa. Because he was pretty cool. He could be grumpy, but boy, did he love us grandkids, and he spoiled us.
Oh.
But, yeah, I just think if she had to stay back for whatever reason, that's where she'd be. She'd be thinking that she's just doing these shows. She's volunteering 24/7 now.
Yeah, I mean, she could be one of the ghosts that we see if we go out there.
One.
Yeah,
she's a good ghost.
Yeah, it didn't feel, except for that one building. Mm-hmm. I never really felt like there was anything out there.
No bad entities. All right, that is such a cool place. I'm all sitting here reminiscing in my head. Nobody can see what I'm thinking. I wish you could. I won't say that very often, but it is a cool place.
Yeah, I miss it. I really do.
You do have some... You got any more stories about that place? I bet you do.
Not so much. My parents do, and I'm actually going to make them sit down and write some of it for this podcast because I was talking to them about it, and I'm going to just hold them to it and have them do that. I know my dad has a lot.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah, and he's actually... I'm going to tell you about the first... I don't think it was his first paranormal experience, but the first story that he told me about a paranormal experience was he would go on these Civil War events across the United States, in the South.
For sure.
I can't really remember where this was, but he told me...
Fireworks to get loud.
I know they are loud.
And we're talking about...
Yes,
that's kind of crazy.
I know, right? It's like gunfire. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Damn.
Yeah. So he told me about how they would always set up their tents. These soldiers, they'd set up their tents in a row, and then they'd have their fires in between their tents, like 2 rows, and then fires in between. And he said he woke up, and it was probably dawn, like just before dawn. Still kind of dark out, little bit of light, and he looked out, and he saw soldiers standing around the fire.
Okay.
And they were just kind of looking around at everything, and he said, I didn't recognize these guys.
Right.
I knew they weren't who I was there with.
Right.
And he said, I just watched them for the longest time. He said, I could see through them. I realized they were ghosts. They were on a battlefield. They were on the battlefield doing this reenactment. He said the fire was just about out. Everybody was sleeping. And I just remember watching them and thinking, these are ghosts. And he said, I watched them for so long because I kept thinking they're going to disappear. You know?
Yeah. And just kind of in awe.
Yeah. And it's really a cool story. I would love to have him tell that story.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's not the only experience he's had on battlefields.
I'm sure.
He told me he used to go to Gettysburg. They've gone to Gettysburg.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Yeah, and I went when I was 14. I went to one of, I think it was like the 125th anniversary of it.
Okay.
Me and my husband just went to like the 150th or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
And he said that he's watched these see-through, translucent specters of soldiers walking away or walking through the camps. And he's got so many stories of those.
Wow. Does he just like look in awe? Does he try to contact them?
No, I think he's just surprised when he sees it. Because I really don't think that he was a believer so much. He was more of a skeptic.
Yeah,
but I think
a skeptic believer.
Yeah, I think now he's more of a believer because of that.
Oh, for sure. Well, yeah.
Because, he's seen that. And he's just like, it's just one
and
of those
it's more than
things.
once. So if you see it just once, you're like, okay, I was just tired, or blah, blah, blah. You can blame it on anything. Yeah. Like, that's what happens. But if you experience it more than once, by all means, yeah.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you be a believer?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You should believe, yeah. Yeah, he should be a believer is what I'm saying,
He is. He totally is. He is.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, we'll have to get his stories on here. His show.
I know my mom has seen stuff and experienced stuff too, and she's kind of one of those people that doesn't want to really acknowledge it.
Oh, it's easier not to.
Yeah. So I know in the house, like she lives right next door to me. She lives in a very old farmhouse.
Okay.
And it's like, okay, so where I live, it's Morgan. The little township was Morgan.
Yeah.
Okay. They live in the Morgan farm. My parents do. Okay. So my mom has had a couple of experiences at her home that she couldn't explain. And she, told me about it. And I was like, oh, your house is haunted. Like, seriously, it is. And she's like, I don't want to know.
Maybe if you put it to her in a different way than haunted, because I know most people, when they hear haunt, that's just a scary thing.
Yeah.
Just, it is scary, because we were taught that way.
Yeah. Haunted houses are scary. Yeah.
Anything haunted is, I don't really know. There's got to be other terms that aren't as pegged as scary like that, where I'm not for sure. Spirit inhibited.
Spiritually enhanced.
Yeah. Give her that one.
Yeah.
Mom, your house is SH.
Jody and I keep wanting... Hey, Jody. Jody and I keep wanting to go in there and do some kind of investigation, but she's like, no, I don't want to know,
Well, if they haven't done anything to spook her too bad or try to harm her, they're not bad.
No.
Maybe all they do want to be is heard.
I believe so. Whoever is in her home, yeah, her experiences that she's had, she's like, there's no way that I did that. Like, she had changed the sheets and bedding on her bed, and She had walnuts, like a bag of walnuts that she, like her bedside table.
I remember you telling me
I told you about that.
Before.
And she said, she went to bed and got in bed under the covers and kind of stretched out, and she felt something under the covers. So she was like, what is this, Pulls the covers back, it's all the walnuts. And she's like, I know I didn't put them there.
Why would I do that? Yeah. Bed?
Right? I mean, I'm nutty, but not that nutty,
Right.
And so,
nuts falling all over.
Right. They don't fall far from the tree.
Oh, shit. So what you're saying is she's not going to let us in there?
Probably not. It might
I'll just
take a little coercion.
Just sneak in the spirit box.
I know, I need to.
So I'm going to go to the restroom, got tummy ache, Mom. Take the spirit box with you.
Yes.
She won't even know. I got the AM radio going. I need the white noise that helps move things along.
Everything come out all right. It's good.
That's funny.
Oh, we're not even right.
Hell?
We're so wrong.
I know. We're so wrong. We went back into right.
Yeah.
That's what
maybe
happened.
a little bit.
Love that. Your family's haunted. What's your dad say about your house then, or his house?
I haven't really talked to him about it too much. But I know in the room that he sleeps in, it's funny because my parents have separate bedrooms.
Okay.
It's just more convenient for them.
Nope,
yeah.
I've known plenty of people. People think that's weird. It's really not that weird or not that uncommon.
No.
People work so many different shifts and everything nowadays.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, Sean and I probably need to get bunk beds because he moves constantly. And I'm like, what in the hell?
Well, yeah, that's like, my mom is like that. She's got like restless leg and
oh, he's got restless body. Like it just goes everywhere.
Yep. So they have separate bedrooms, and she's like, when he's gone, the light will be on in there. And, she's like, I used to leave the door open, but the light would be on. I'd go turn it off. I'd go to bed. I'd wake up. The light is on. She's like, I just shut the door. I don't even pay attention to it. I'm just like, whatever. I'm just going to shut the door. And...
Right. Well,
so, I tell my dad that, and he's like, yeah, whatever. They're not bothering me,
Oh, yeah, I think that's what a lot of people do when they think that their house is spiritually inhabited, or whatever we said. Yeah. Enhanced. Oh, yeah, SE that would be, right? Spirit enhanced. Yeah. Anyway. That it's just, okay, they're not bothering me. They're not there. It's okay. It's cool. They
just... Go back to sleep.
Yeah. They coexist.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just kind of don't acknowledge each other.
Right. Kind of like the way people should be on Facebook.
That's weird.
Like,
you are so... Keep scrolling.
Keep scrolling.
Just keep scrolling. Just keep scrolling. Scrolling. Yeah, Yeah, people are weird. I don't know. I've just always been intrigued to want to know more. Maybe not totally get a full answer because then the fun's over.
Sure.
I mean, okay, one day we already get an answer. What are all the paranormal people gonna do?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to like do puzzles or something. We tried that in this house once. We got about 10 minutes in.
Oh boy.
And then we're like, ooh, let's put this away. Let's go outside.
This is work.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I tell you what, no couple need therapy. No couples need therapy. Mm-hmm. What they need, get a big old puzzle.
Yeah.
Dump that bitch out.
Yep.
And have at it. See how long you make it within that puzzle.
Yeah, really. It's kind of distracting. But you can talk things out.
Yep, it's got to be teamwork, too. Because everybody puts puzzles together differently, too.
Oh,
I mean, there's different ways. But, and also that game right there, down by your leg.
Oh, yeah.
That's a F that game.
Mm-hmm.
Grab that game real quick. Grab it. We got this because we used to do game night with his friends. But we're all so busy now, we have a...
Oh, yeah.
We try to when we can, but...
Mm-hmm.
So, him and I were just playing this one night. He's like, it needs to be blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nah, we'll turn it into a little drinking game. So that's what we did. And, it was a great... We played for hours.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is a really great couples game.
Yeah.
And it says...
Team building.
Oh my gosh, it so is, but it's like it's for 3 to 8 players. Okay, it was me and him that played, so it was 2 of us. But we ended up talking about things that we never would have talked about otherwise.
Oh, yeah.
Like, okay, here's one of the questions. You're in the grocery store express line, and the person in front of you obviously has 30 items. What might you do? And then there's 5 choices. You get these cards. You have to pick at least one.
Okay.
But you cannot pick all 5. Then you flip that over, and that other person's got to try to guess what you picked. So, and it's hard when they only pick one, game. Almost. Yeah, kind of, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you're playing that way. Mm-hmm. But, Mm-hmm. And I'm like, really? You think I do that? And then we get goofing around or whatever. We get more conversation. It was just really neat. Like I said, we learned so much about each other that we never would have discussed before. Right. It was the weirdest thing. I'm like, this is a great game. So sometimes on our date nights when we fit that in, we used to do them once a week back in the day. Oh, yeah. Now whenever we get time, which isn't very often, but we'll bring this game out. Yeah. And it's a lot of fun. Yeah. And it's a lot of fun with a group of people too, but we're not really people very often.
I used to be a people person, but people ruined that for me, so...
Oh, I know. People got a good way of doing that. Not you listeners, because we love you.
Yes, we love the listeners.
I do. I love the listeners. Madge loves you too.
Madge.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to give me a reading or try
to? Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, so here's a treat, guys. Amanda's going to give me a card reading on the podcast. Dun, dun, dun. It's going to be great.
Surprise. All right, so go ahead and shuffle those tarot cards.
52 card shuffle? Or
I think there's 78 cards in that deck. You can shuffle them however you want. Just make sure that they are right side up when they come back.
These are stiff.
They are. But I've had them for like 15 years.
I was going to do it casino style.
You can do it however you want.
It took me a long time to learn this, how they shuffle.
Oh, yeah.
When I took dealer school.
Oh, I wish you guys could see this. This is just amazing.
We gotta do it like that by the corners.
Yeah, so nobody can see what.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You can't lift any of them. Yeah. And you gotta try to do it like this. Mm-hmm. We didn't have to. See, I suck at it now.
No, you're doing good.
We didn't have to do this very often, but when the shuffle machines went down, you had to, and then you had to do it within like a minute 20. Like, there was like so many different things that you had to do with it, and it was my first time on the table. I was like shaking. I'm like, oh my god! It was because you got like all those eyes looking at you. You got staring. All that money in front of you, and it's just scary.
And you're on video.
Yeah, the man upstairs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They seen everything.
They do. They watch.
There was one time I didn't clear my hands all the way. Do this. Like a week later, the pit boss came over, showed me a picture of it. They're like, right there, and I'm like, what the hell? Yeah. I just recently stopped clearing my hands. Like, whenever you touch anything, you have to clear your hands. And that's how you will know a dealer. If you go into a store or whatever, they'll set the money down. They don't hand it to you. People aren't really rude. I went years and years thinking that people were rude when they didn't hand you the money. They're probably a dealer or was... a casino dealer.
Yeah, let's differentiate there right now.
It was a casino dealer at one point in their life. They set it down. That's just how they have to do it. And then clearing their hands when they do this, when they shake their hands. It's like, get in the refrigerator. Do this. I do anything. I hug my kids. I clear my hands. I just recently quit doing that because it's drilled in your head that you have to do it.
Yeah, how long did you do
crazy. I want to say just over a year.
Okay.
Loved every minute of it.
Where were you?
Good night.
Okay.
That's actually where Sean, after we first started talking online, he came to visit me to make sure I was real. He stalked me, and I did not realize until I went on break and saw my phone. He's like, I'm at the casino. I'm like, what? And then I'm getting all nervous. Now I'm even more nervous. And finally he came and sat down, and he's not a gambler at all.
Oh, wow.
He only came there for one reason, to make sure I was real.
Yeah.
And I was at BJ1, Blackjack Table 1, and he was like, well, at first he just thought he had to play. There was nobody else there, so he didn't have to. He could have just sat and talked to me.
Yeah.
But he kept playing. He wasn't. He didn't know what he was doing. So he's like, $40. And he's like, wow, you're kind of expensive to talk to. I said, you don't have to play until somebody else sits down. So somebody else did sit down. He played another hand, and then he got out, but he waited back at the bar until I got out of work.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. It was a lot of fun.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. But that was nerve-wracking.
Yeah, that would be a high-pressure job, I would think, you know?
So was.
Yeah.
And, we had people die there before, since we're talking about, death and spirits and stuff.
Yeah.
And you can't do anything. You can't leave your spot as a dealer. And because of other reasons, you can't touch them. Like, they got special people for, like, you can watch somebody die, sit there, have a heart attack, choke, what have you.
Wow.
And you have to just sit there.
Oh, that would be so hard.
Mm-hmm. And then there's people that don't leave for days, and they freaking stink. There's even been people that went to the bathroom in their chairs because they don't want to get up off the table.
Oh, my God.
Absolutely. People are nuts there. It's absolutely insane.
Well, I think that's in every casino. I go to Vegas.
God, yeah.
I go to Vegas probably at least every other year. I go to Vegas with my mom and my aunts, and my grandma used to go. And my great-grandma used to go.
My brother Mike goes about 3-4 times a year.
Yeah. And it's
there's
people that are nuts out there like that.
It is everywhere. It's the addictive personality. Yes. It's absolutely insane.
Yes.
It's sad to see people like that because, like, most people I dealt to, some of them were regulars.
Yeah.
They were there for somebody to talk to.
Sure.
Family doesn't come visit you when you get a certain age and so on and so forth, or they don't have any family.
Right.
So they wanted that small talk.
They need that interaction.
And it was great. Yeah. Then there's the ones that just took it way too far and stayed. Or you got the ones that threatened to kick your butt. I've had that happen. Jeez. I had somebody tell me I was going to take their pamper money. I'm like, well, you should have just kept driving on 131 right down to Walmart. Why'd you stop here? We don't have these in the gift shop. Sorry, we don't have Pampers in the gift shop. I'm not taking your pamper money. They should. They should have that and food, right? I don't know. Well, I think they got snacks in there. Now. But, like, no, I mean, like, staples, like ketchup and mustard and stuff. And ketchup and some mustard. Oh, some cards fell out. Oh, no. Oh my God, she's birthing cards. Actually, these cards are for you. Oh. So it would be this one. Oh, we're doing this now, guys. Yep, there's a baby on a horse. And he's cute. Well, yeah, I guess. He looks like the sun. The sun's his dad. Yeah. It's the sun. That's your sun card. Literally. Yeah. In so many ways. Yeah. Yeah. It's my son. There you go. I love my son. So now you're going to cut the deck and then pick your last card. Oh, that's how I picked my cards? How weird. We were just talking about the casino and I was a dealer and it says ace. Yeah. I know, right? Whichever cut it like that? Yep. This was the middle of the deck, right? Almost. Well, I mean, this was the top card. So take that card, flip it over. Oh, that way. Oh my God, it's a naked lady. Ooh, the star. So you've got a couple of major arcana. It's Christmas. The star, the baby. The star, the Ace of Cups. So that first card signifies your recent past. I'm not sure I'm fond of that. Can we change that? No, it's all good. It's all good. No, I am fond of it. It's good. All right. So it means a gold chalice adorned with jewels glistens magically. It is similar to the Holy Grail, a cup that, according to medieval legend, was used by Jesus in the Last Supper. The Holy Grail became the object of knightly quests and came to symbolize the search for spiritual enlightenment. Now, wait a minute. Weren't we just talking about your spiritual journey? I'm always on a journey. You are. But you said, you're not really on a spiritual journey, but you are. You are doing the awakening. This is your recent past. Okay. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Okay, Madge. A white dove of peace flies in the golden sky. Pink clouds billow over floating lotus flowers. The element assigned to the cups is water. Their season is summer. The astrological signs are Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. What is your sign? Taurus. Oh, you're a Taurus. You're a bull. Are you stubborn? Yes, you are. You don't even have to answer it. I'm not stubborn at all. No, you're not. No. I'm not. Okay. She's arguing with me to say I'm stubborn. I'm really not stubborn. That's good. But you're very strong-willed. I try to be. You are. You are. You're like, wait a minute. You're telling me what I am? I know what I am. You know how much milk I like in my cereal? Yeah, I don't, but hey, I'm getting to know it. So I don't like milk in my cereal. I'm lactose intolerant. Me too. Hey. Hey.
All right, so it says love, joy, abundance, the fulfillment of a dream. Birth of a baby girl.
I had one of those.
You did. Healings and happiness. Sensitivity. Humanitarian nature. That's absolutely you. That's you.
Yeah, I'll agree to that.
Yeah. True friendships and spiritual fulfillment. Success. The ability to create a warm and loving home environment. Absolutely. Thank you so much for inviting me into your home.
Oh my gosh, my home is so not loving. I'm just kidding.
It is too. I felt so at home here.
Good,
Thank you
should.
so much.
That's how I want people to feel. I don't know
Great
what's happening here, but
yeah, that speaker just really wants me to talk. It says new beginnings in the sphere of the emotions. Love brings renewal and redemption. So that's your recent past. Okay, basically knowing.
Dumb that down for me, will you?
Basically knowing that you're on your spiritual journey, you're on your path, you're having the awakening. And you told me yourself, I mean, you're finding yourself. You are. Because there have been so many things, just like you said, I believe you said it in this podcast.
In this
that
one?
You're not in this very one. That your family would get frustrated with you because you'd be having all these projects and then you wouldn't finish them, or they'd be, what is it now? Geez, you know?
Oh, yeah, because I get bored. I learn everything I can on a subject that I'm on, so I move to something else. Mm-hmm. That's why I figured doing the paranormal stuff, since I always have been intrigued with it, that's a never-ending thing. Yeah. So, I have, like, forever to learn it. So
well, yeah, and so basically you're finding your niche.
Mm-hmm.
And you've, with Madge.
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 That's Madge.
Madge. She's in the cards.
She's just everywhere.
She's in the cards.
She's everywhere.
So then, you've got 2 major arcana cards, which are the other 2 cards that you have there.
Okay, so
this middle card is the sun. This is your present. All right. So, it says, the sun shines brightly over a joyous little boy who rides a white horse in a field of sunflowers.
Ethan loves to do that.
It's Ethan. It's totally Ethan. The sun has the blissful, innocent face of a child. Rings of colored light emanate? Yes.
I'm glad you can answer your own question.
Yeah. From the center and bathe all with radiance and warmth. The boy exuberantly waves a sun-drenched blue flag. His nakedness, that's awkward, shows he has nothing to hide. There are no boundaries to his playland. That's kind of weird.
That is kind of weird.
I'm just going to throw it out there. And he has nothing to fear. The simple joys of childhood are awakened by the sun. The horse is the one that appears bridled in the ceremonial procession in the death card. Okay, it's the same horse. Now it prances pure, unharnessed, free from past restraints, in a flowering paradise.
So what you're telling me is...
Yeah.
I'm in a flowery paradise?
Well, you broke free from your restraints. Correct? Everything
Most of them.
that held you down in the past, that's done. You broke free from that.
I did. I let it go.
Yeah.
I said, bye, Felicia.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was causing me way too many gray hair.
Yeah.
I think it's expensive trying to dye all that, so
yeah, that's why I quit.
I had to let it go.
That's why I quit.
Yeah.
So the meaning, it says happiness, celebrations, and triumphs, rewards of a life well lived, good marriage, happy family.
I'm gonna have one of those.
You are.
I'm like, I'm gonna have one of them.
You totally are.
I am. I know.
Joy of living, pleasure derived from simple things, positive outlook, liberation, successful completions. Again, with the success.
Yes.
Just one successful lady.
Because, well, I've never been fully successful on things. Because I move on too quick. I know this. That's my thing. I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm happy. Mm-hmm. I'm happy where I'm at, so I move on to something else because I get bored. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I want this to be a success. I want the podcast to be a success.
And it will.
What I mean by success is everybody... Well, I want everybody to listen, but I want them to learn from it. Kind of go on my journey, per se, with me and learn. So, like, if you have questions, email those in. Put them on the Facebook. Let us know.
Right.
Type of thing. Yeah. Come with us. And then learn about this other paranormal stuff on the way.
Absolutely. Why not?
Want to do, yeah.
It's all a process. We're going through it together.
We are.
And it's fun.
It is fun.
I can't wait to do more investigating.
Oh my gosh.
It's just going to be...
It is going to be fun. And so it's overwhelming to me. Not bad overwhelming.
Yeah.
Because I love it, but I'm trying to, like, organize things in my head.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, they'll make sense. You know, and everything will go smooth. Because once we get going on everything, everything's just going to be, like, second nature. And I know that.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't wait to do that because then we can add more things or deeper things into, you know, even the podcast itself on the episodes. We can get into deeper things and, yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah, we can streamline the process of who does what and where and when and...
Get into some cool places. That's my biggest thing. I want to do places that people don't normally do.
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of places are overdone.
Yeah.
With that. And it's not that they're overdone, because I think there are some places that I want to, like Salem. Places in Salem and stuff like that, and old battlefields.
Oh, yeah.
Out east and stuff like that. That I would love to go to and do, and a million other people have done those.
Yes.
But I want to experience some of those too, but there are some that I'm like, if we get to it, we get to do it. Cool, but it's not on my bucket list to go do. Right. But there's some places that I would like to get into that have not been done or are rarely done.
The one place that comes to mind when I think about that is the Stryker House.
Yes,
in Hastings.
I was just thinking that.
Oh, man, that is like the epitome.
Now, Rich was waiting to hear back. He knows the people that live there.
I know.
He's a hard man to get a hold of, but I think he's been, like, super busy.
Oh, he has. He's always busy,
They got a grandbaby on the way.
Yeah. Yep. He's a super sensitive, great guy.
Oh,
And I mean sensitive, like, his personality, he's sensitive and very thoughtful about things. But he's very sensitive spiritually as well.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
Yeah,
I really like Rich.
He's going through his journey too, and he's awesome. So shout out to Rich.
What up, brother?
So that would be a great investigation because I don't know anybody who's been there.
No, people have wanted to get in there.
Yes.
And it would be super great.
Yeah, it would be huge.
But the thing when it comes down to investigating is if they let us talk about it. Like, we can always talk about it amongst us.
Yeah.
But we have to get the okay from who's having us do the investigation.
Yeah, because they don't want people showing up at their door. Hey, can we look at your house? I'm sure they probably get that anyway, because it's such an iconic thing for Hastings.
Yes.
For everybody knows.
Itself, yes. And another thing with doing those, if they say no, then I would ask if we could talk about the investigation, but leave the name of the location, change your names, or just don't say names at all.
Yeah.
At the location that we did, this and this and this happened. It was pretty cool. This is what do you think? That type of thing. We don't got to go into detail, but we can say what we saw, or without having the name.
Oh yeah, we could keep it anonymous.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We could say it's an iconic home in Berry County.
We just have to let them know
landmark.
that we're going to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so many ideas with investigation. My mind, I got to turn it off at nighttime, so I'm laying there in bed. Like, oh my God, I got to write this down. And I know I'm too tired to get a pen. So when I don't write down, then I don't remember in the morning.
Yeah, I'm so bad about that. I got to have my paper brain.
I need to have a little assistant that I can put in my pocket and then bring them out when I need them to do something for me.
Yes.
A pocket assistant, a PA.
Yeah. Yes. Maybe a recorder.
But then I gotta listen back, and
but you don't have to do it all the time. You could just record a bunch of stuff. Like, wait, what did I say on there?
Yeah, I'm like, really? Did you just say go big or go home? 'Cause you better knock it off, Gigi.
Or Hometown Horrors.
Oh, I forgot about Hometown Heroes.
Hometown Heroes.
Then she'd be laughing. I'm like, what are you laughing at? She's like, you did it again.
I know. I laugh at that every time I hear you say that.
And I swear to God, I have it written down, horrors.
Yeah.
Heroes, it just rolls off the tongue better for some reason.
Yeah, I thought it was like a news segment on one
of
the
channels. Well, it probably
was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And they, put kids on there, and I'm all telling people to write in their scary, spooky stories and calling them Hometown Heroes. That's me.
Oh, you're adorable.
Anybody that knows me knows I can't get... My words don't want to work most days, and here I am trying to have a podcast where all of this is talking.
Mine don't either. It's all good. Yep.
Oh, so the last card.
Is the star.
The star is born.
This is your future card.
Oh, good.
Okay.
I love stars.
Me too. I am a star child. I totally.
That's what Katie is. You gotta meet her.
Yeah, I'd like to. Cindy?
She's fun. Yeah. Yep. Call her Cindy. Cindy Katie.
I will. Yeah. I totally should be like, what? Wait a minute.
She'll be like,
how do you know?
Yeah. I know
things. I know stuff. Okay. So this is a beautiful card. It really is. They're all beautiful cards. They're just, such a good reading. So the description of the card: a woman rises from the depths of the purifying water to stare upwards in a state of rapture. Her long flowing hair covers her naked body and she appears to be in paradise. Stars twinkle and shine around a central large star. In a green tree with vines growing up its trunk sits a mourning dove. Red flowers blossom in the greenery by the deep lake. The woman lets the luminescent waters stream through her fingers, and little effervescent bubbles dance through the air. Spiritual illumination has enlightened her, and her face is filled with understanding and enchantment. What was once incomprehensible and difficult to grasp now flows as easily as the natural waves in her hair and water through her fingers. The bold outline around her figure shows her separateness from nature, indicating that individuality still exists amidst comprehension of what the life force is all about. The understanding in her eyes reveals high intelligence. Oh, you're so smart.
That is a lie. I need a new card.
It's a good card. The birds represent the mental activity and the transference of thought from angels to mortals. What were we just talking about?
Oh, I'm awesome. Keep going.
Yeah. The bolt of inspiration that shattered the tower has effectively communicated the enlightening message. The transcendence of thought from above has activated the intellectual activity and provided clarity of thought. So the meaning: inspiration from above, great ideas, a time of productive intellectual activities, increased insight, thought transference, ideas come easily, pure expression, clarity of purpose and enlightenment, a spiritual calling. There we go again.
Weird.
With the spirituality. Concentrate on the good in life and avoid the negative. Mm-hmm. And then the last word is clairvoyance. So, that spiritual journey is good for you. It's going to be
it's not bad for people, is it?
No, not at all. No, it's just going to really help you, though.
Good, it should. I think it's going to be fun.
It will.
It'll be fun. Everybody buckle up for that ride.
Yeah, right? Here we go.
But with all that being said, we will put a wrap on it.
All right.
So thank you for joining us. And remember, don't yuck someone else's yum.
Ever.
Oh my God, I remembered. Email us your stories, comments, concerns, and even suggestions at paranormalxl@writeme.com. See you next... Oh, I will not see you next week. I do this every time. Like I'm on TV.
Oh, yeah.
I'm kind of having a panic attack
Smell you later.
Yeah, smell you later. We will talk to you next week, and have a good one.
Bye.